Andy, seemed a bit of a whirlwind, you joining Everton. The news came out the blue for everybody, but for you, when did you find out about the interest and what was your reaction when you heard?
It was a whirlwind for me, to be honest. I was randomly, like gone camping with my family, something we've never done before. So I was in the Cotswolds on Wednesday, a missed call off a number, and a text, Alan Kelly, can you ring me? Rang Kells, and then pretty much within 24 hours it was agreed, and I dashed back and signed on the Friday. Obviously a club like this comes at, especially Premier League, great club, it's a no-brainer.
Is your experience a big thing you're going to be able to use here as well, have the influence in the dressing room and on the training ground?
I'd like to think so, yeah. I mean, I've played a lot of football, not much over recent years, but you know, as you get older your role changes, and I think I can bring, you know, something to the dressing room. I train hard, I train well, and I love training, and I love being around, you know, a successful group, and hopefully we can be that this season.
Is there a demand on you to be at a very high quality every day, bearing in mind the keepers you're training with and the players you're training with in the squad as a whole?
Yeah, of course, because really no one here knows me, so I've got to make, like personally, I've got to make an impression. I want people to say he's a good goalkeeper. Do you know what I mean? I've got standards myself that I want to set, and I believe that the role I'm in, you know, we've got England's number one, you've got Asmir, who's a great goalkeeper, but you've got to keep a standard, and you've got to try and push them in a way to be better, which is hopefully what I can do.
On England's number one, how's the initial experience of training with Jordan Pickford, and was that something that was really attractive about coming here in the first place?
The first thing you look at is the goalkeeper coach and the group of goalkeepers, and you want to add to it, and without knowing Jordan or Asmir personally, I know a lot about them. It's just great to be with quality like that, and they're different characters, but they're both great characters.
How have they welcomed you into the group? Because it's a tight-knit group of keepers, isn't it?
Yeah. Brilliant. Like Asmir, like I've said to many people, he's one of the best people I've ever met. I've only known him 6 days. He's been brilliant. You know, what a guy. Jordan's the number one. He's got, you know, I met him on the Friday. He's got the game on the Saturday, so I wasn't expecting too much interaction. But like I say, he's a proper good lad. You know, good sessions, good crack. But we work hard, and you know that's important.
You mentioned Alan Kelly. You grew up supporting Preston North End, didn't you? So was he somebody you watched back as a kid?
Yeah, he was. I used to watch Kells. I was, I think I went to my first game when I was 2. My dad took me on, and I was just a big Preston fan. And then I think once I started getting into football, I think Kells left to Sheffield, but it was a bit difficult back then to follow as much football as you do now. I remember watching him, looking out for him when he was at Sheffield United, etc., and really rooting for him, because you root for people, you know, from your hometown.
And again, first impressions of him from a working perspective, the goalkeepers here always talk very highly of him.
Yeah, of course. I mean, like, his CV speaks for itself, doesn't it? He's a great guy, and like I say, he works hard. You can have a chat with him about whatever you want, but you know, most importantly, he's a top goalkeeper coach.
We've spoken about your first impressions of your teammates, but the manager as well, Rafa Benitez. How's that been in terms of forming a relationship with him in the early days?
Yeah, really good, because I mean, he welcomed me on Friday morning when I come, and then after the meeting in the hotel on Friday night, he pulled me aside and had a chat with me, which is, you know, something that people might think is quite common, but in football that doesn't really happen, you know. So for a guy of his stature to speak to me on a personal level was fantastic, and you know, looking forward to learning and listening to everything he has to say.
And thoughts on what you can achieve here this season as a club and yourself?
Well, you know, I think everyone's privately have got a goal. I don't know whether we should say what that goal is, but I'm picking up on it, and it's just to be successful, win as many games as you can, you know, and me personally, support everyone, and you know, if needed, just be ready and just try and keep your level up.
And you feel you are ready? I mean, you said you've got all that experience of knowing what to do, so you feel if you're going to play, you're ready to play now?
I feel good, yeah. I feel good. Do you know what I mean? I've done it. I played football over 400 times, match days, so it's, you know, it's something that I know I can do, and just get fitter every day and get sharper every day and see what happens.